Hey, Rob here for Quadritac.com. Today I have Mike with me from Factor 55. Thanks for coming in today.
Hey, thanks for having us, Rob.
Oh, my pleasure. So, a lot of guys out there may not be fully aware who Factor 55 is. You guys make some really cool stuff, but maybe you can give us a little background about Factor 55 and why you guys got into the Jeep market.
Okay. Factor 55 is just about 2.5 years old as a company. We started out as a product design firm, a couple mechanical engineers working in the aerospace industry and the semiconductor industry. And we've always been off-roaders, rock crawlers actually.
Yeah.
And we decided to take that type of engineering discipline and use it to develop lightweight recovery products.
Awesome, yeah. Stuff that most guys probably don't think matches is aerospace technology in Jeeps, but hearing that it's coming from a personal hobby is great. To have that passion for what you do.
Sure.
So some of the stuff that we have out here, like you said, is lightweight recovery gear. So maybe we can tell some of our viewers what they're actually looking at here.
Okay. So yeah, this is kind of a selection of all the products that we offer. The main two recovery products that have become very popular recently are shackle mounts for winch cables. We make two different types. We make the Pro Link, and then we also make the Flat Link. In both cases, these products allow the winch owner to replace the conventional winch hook with a safer screw pin shackle.
Yep. So they can go ahead, this will go right on the winch line.
Exactly.
And then instead of using it, like you said, a traditional style winch hook, you can get a nice secure D-ring attached to the front here for a recovery.
That's right. So what's interesting about the traditional winch hook is it was originally designed for overhead hoisting, where the load is always being pulled by gravity down into the saddle of the hook.
Right.
So when you use a traditional winch hook in a winch, you're actually dragging it through the rocks. And when you do that, the load shifts. And oftentimes the load hits this little spring-loaded safety clasp made out of sheet metal, and it breaks off. And when you do that, you no longer have a secure winch tackle. That's really the downfall of the hook, is that you cannot count on it staying together.
Right.
As opposed to a screw pin shackle, the challenge is how do you get this to be on the end of your winch rope securely? And that's where both the Pro Link and the Flat Link do that. They allow you to tighten a pin down, and when you do that, you have this closed system. Both straps are securely fastened into a shackle.
Right.
And once that pin is tightened, nothing can ever come loose on this. This can bounce around and have that dangerous slack and tension again, and it will stay secure.
Yep.
Next time you send your buddy up a hill with the winch cable and a tree strap, you know that when he's running a Pro Link or a Flat Link and he tightens that down, you don't have to go look at what he did. It's secure. Yep. It's not going to come loose.
You know that recovery point that you have now is going to be reliable and strong.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Once you remove your traditional, here's a very common traditional winch hook. You would remove your cable or your synthetic rope.
Right.
And both of those are terminated with a cable eye or a synthetic rope eye. You would simply take that cable eye and you would slip it into the back of our Pro Link, and we use titanium for a double shear pin.
Right.
You drop that pin in and it's held in with an internal snap ring.
Great.
So this is what you have on the end of your winch cable now. And when you go to do a recovery, you simply take a D-ring that's off your bumper and you use it on the end, and it will capture both ends of your recovery strap.
Right.
Once you secure the pin down, this can have momentary slack, it can have tension, slack, tension, but this will never come undone.
Yeah.
And the downfall of the traditional winch hook is the safety clasp that oftentimes will fail during momentary slack.
Right.
It'll get loaded, it'll break off, and then your hook comes loose.
Sure. And the overall strength of the safety clasps on a traditional hook is nowhere near the rest of the hook. So
that's right.
With your setup here, you've got a strong design from start to finish there.
That's right. Just to give you an example, the traditional winch cable, a 5/16 wire rope, will break at around 12,000 pounds.
Right.
A 3/8 synthetic rope will break at about 18,000 pounds. Our Flat Link product breaks at 45,000 pounds.
Wow.
And the Pro Link breaks at 39,000 pounds. So we always have the strongest part in your winch assembly.
And you guys have some examples for us here to check out. And it's worth to note, these did not break under a winching condition.
No.
These broke under you guys testing them.
That's right.
And making sure that the product that you're putting out is going to be, like you said, the strongest link in your recovery.
That's right. That's part of that aerospace history where we do finite element simulation modeling, and then we build a prototype. Then we take the prototype to a third party and we have them instrument it and tear it apart.
Right.
And then we can give you that data. We have all that data available. We usually take it to shows.
Yeah.
We show people, hey, this is what it takes to break one of our parts. You can't break a part with your winch because your cable becomes your fuse and it always breaks first.
Right, yeah. So in addition to the flat link and the Pro Link here, you guys have some other mounts as well, right?
That's right. Yeah, we also sell a lightweight version of a kind of a common receiver shackle mount.
Right.
We make these, once again, all of our parts are made in Boise, Idaho, and these are made there as well. These have a failure of 51,000 pounds. You'll notice we derate them to 9,500 pounds, and it's because you should never pull 50,000 pounds on a Class 3 2-inch receptacle. It's really meant to tow a trailer. It's not meant to be pulling at 50,000 pounds.
Again, it's that same thing that, you know, this is by far not going to be a weak link in your system.
That's right.
That's going to withstand all the other forces there. And then you guys do have a fair lead.
Right,
that's over here that you offer.
That's an example of our extra thick 1.5-inch thick fair lead. What's unique about these is they're, first of all, they're mil-spec hard anodized, so the surface is extremely hard, and the thickness also allows us to put a giant radius on the outside. So when you're doing a high angular side pull, you have more surface to distribute that rope stress. So the rope will last longer with a thicker fair lead.
Yeah, more often than not, when you're in a recovery situation, everything's not optimal. So
that's right.
to have that high angle there is great. And then you guys do these winch locks as well.
Right. That's after one of our employees had their winch stolen. You know, we didn't want to tack weld the bolts to the winch plate, so we developed a part that allows a winch owner to simply take one bolt and remove it and replace it with one of our bolts and a security key. It's very similar to a wheel lock.
Right.
So you would just replace that, and now you have a key, and when the would-be thief comes along, he can't take that one last bolt out of your winch.
So you've got a little sense of security there with your investment that you put on the front of your Jeep.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Mike, I really want to thank you for coming in today and giving us a great overview of all these great Factor 55 products. So thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Now, of course, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you're the first to know about all the latest product reviews, how-to videos, and installation tips. And of course, you can click on any of the product images at the end of the video to purchase these great Factor 55 products for your Jeep today.